Okay. Just finished reading, which seems to be the official concluding chapter of the Egghead Island arc. I had said for the past few weeks that there's probably gonna be like a few dilly-dallying like wrap-up chapters to sort of put everything to a close, and this seems like the one that did it. Like this seems like the one that cleaned up all the loose ends and put everything to the close. And it's hard to say because we've been reading this arc week by week with a lot of break weeks over the course of 2 years. How much of this was things I was like I was reading through this, I'm like, is this stuff we didn't know versus and I'll go through it like a little bit by bit, but like, is this stuff we didn't know? Is this stuff that needed to be clarified? Like, it's hard to even really remember because a lot of this stuff has like ramifications for like the early parts of the arc, which was this point in real time was 2 years ago, even though it's the same day in the story. So it's like hard really to remember. But overall, it was I felt that it was a pretty solid wrap up chapter. Everything seemed like it was falling into place. So yeah, I will quickly go through the chapter that way. I figured these like videos might be better if I just like go through the as I've been doing for the past few weeks, go through the chapter and like spot any points that I might have missed. Anyway, Fortnite in the title. Haha, funny. Um, yeah, so interestingly enough, it seems that the Seraphim, I don't know if it's just particularly, we see Bo as Seraphim as the example here, but the Seraphim aren't affected by Conqueror's Hockey. Um, Maybe that's because they're not human. Maybe that's part of their like Lumerian thing. I don't know. Is this something we did know already? Is this something we did know that I'm forgetting? I can't remember, to be quite honest. But yeah, we see the Boa Seraphim trying to wake everyone up. So interesting, very interesting point of note. Um, Such a heartwarming moment when Luffy thanks the Iron Giant, and he doesn't realize the Iron Giant's going through like the final fight of his life back on the island, and Luffy's like all happy. Ugh, so tragic. Anyway, officially off to Elbaf. I loved at the end of the chapter, Usopp got his moment. It's so fucking yes, Usopp's getting like the climax slash conclusion to his whole character arc, and it's so great. I love it. Okay, here we go. Here we go to like the Vegapunk stuff. So, um, was the correlation confirmed that like I think so. I think we knew this already, but I just wanted to make sure. Like, was the correlation already confirmed that it was the mother flame is used as a fuel source for the ancient weapon, and the use of that ancient weapon is what was used against Lucia slash Rising the Sea levels. I think we knew that. I think we came to that correlation already, but it's the technicalities of everything are hard to remember when you're reading week by week. I kind of might I might go back and binge read all of Egghead all the way through, or maybe watch it in the anime. I've been thinking about doing that. I watched the because Toei's been doing like seemingly a pretty good job with Egghead, but Toei has its issues, so I don't know. I'm a little conflicted about that, but yeah. So it seems like they figured out that Lilith was the culprit and solved. I mean, not Lilith. York was the culprit and solved the whole mystery already, and they wiped their brains so that Lilith wouldn't know that they figured it out, which is very interesting. And I don't know if that was a plot hole that we needed already. I mean, it kind of just shows the intellect and like genius level of Vegapunk in a more level, and they kind of just sacrificed themselves. They knew they were going to die from the get go, which is adds a little interesting contextualization to the arc because they wake up knowing they're going to die as the Straw Hats are arriving, and that kind of puts everything into place and contextualizes it a bit. But there was a few more things I wanted to touch on. So that's kind of like a great now that Vegapunk's dead, it's kind of like a great concluding thing like that where like it's a flashback of Sanji. Remember him saying he wants the Straw Hats to find the One Piece. I do love that. Okay, just doing another quick scroll through before I but yeah, the final page is just so great. With like shriveled up weak Luffy and um Usopp like celebrating God. It's so good. But yeah, they're officially off to Elbaf. It's very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. You know, I feel like Egghead like stayed its welcome perfectly. Where like just like it was incredible all the way through, possibly the best arc. But like just as it was starting to get like a bit of arc fatigue trickling in, it wrapped up. Like I feel like that pacing was like perfect. It's like okay. Um, just scrolling, doing one more quick glance through to see if there's any like concluding thoughts, points I wanted to. Oh, the artificial cloud thing. I can't remember if this was like mentioned as a way like it may be pivotal in saving humanity in the future. Um, so that's like clearly what they're leading toward for when if slash when there's a world flood. There's a lot of implication here because if slash when there's like the world flood and like Emu goes ham on the weapon, everyone uses the cloud technology to go up into the sky. That will also and like survive up there, and that maybe that's where the final battle is. That will also bring in the Skypean characters and forces into the final conflict, connecting everything. So really cool connection there, and it seems like that's a lot of people were theorizing that maybe like he brings all of humanity onto the Noah arc, and like that handles it that way of saving everyone. But I feel like that might like even when people were suggesting that theory to begin with, I felt like it might not be enough room and not enough because I know it's supposed to be massive and it's supposed to carry all the fishmen, but all the fishmen is not all of life on Earth. But the cloud plan makes a lot more sense. So I do like, and I wonder if like the One Piece world is just going to be like fucked permanently, and they're just like, okay, it got too flooded, so we're gonna live in the sky from now on, and the series ends with everyone living in the sky. Like who knows? Who knows? It's all just like conjecture and speculation. We don't have nearly enough evidence at this point. But yeah, overall, it's over. It's done. It seems like it seems like we're really really wrapped up with Egghead, and I could eat my words next week, but like yeah, overall, I think this was the best arc. So far it's hard to say. Like honestly, probably tied for with any slobby for me. I think overall, I would say, yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful arc. 10 out of 10. I feel like this, like just this was like last week, like in the last two chapters, like really the thematic climax and conclusion to the arc, the big emotional payoff, and this was just like the housekeeping, the wrap up, like the bits of like it's cleaning up little like plot holes, cleaning up little bits here and there, and that's kind of like wrapped it up pretty smoothly. So yeah, I would say that's my overall thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm very excited to get into Elbaf. It looks like no break week next week, right? It doesn't say it on the chapter, but then again, last week it didn't say it either, so who knows? But yeah, it seems like there's no break, so hopefully see you guys next Friday with our chapter thoughts. I don't think they'll jump into Elbaf right away. I think they'll give us like some like more world stuff and more like travel stuff and conversations that need to happen. So I think it's probably going to be a few more chapters till we get to Elbaf proper. Maybe a month or two, probably, until we get into like the territory proper. I could bite my words. We could show up there next week. Who knows? But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But anyway, that's it.